wealthy country. We live in a country that has everything. We have two of the largest oceans in our seashores, the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. How can we have this high level of diabetes and obesity if we have tropical fruits? We have guava, we have mango, we have papaya, we have uh, everything. I mean, we have fruits, vegetables, broccoli, cilantro, spinaches, lettuce, everything to eat well. Why do we have such high level of diabetes and obesity, guys? What do you think is the main cause of that, in your opinion?
Mm, I think that is for the education teacher, because, for example, in the when I was on the primary, I don't know how to say in English, primary, the
Primary school,
elementary,
primary school,
primary
primary
school.
school, elementary school or primary school, both are acceptable.
Okay, yeah. I remembered that they're always in the store in the school, cookies and fried potatoes, sabritas, um, all this stuff of junky food,
Junk food
and
is.
yeah, junk food. And I think that the problem there was because sometimes our moms probably didn't have time to make our lunch, and they gave to us 10 pesos or 15 pesos, and you buy, well, cookies or sabritas and that stuff. And that's why I think that we are one of the most, um, one of the countries with most diabetes and obesity.
Exactly, exactly. What can we do? Can we do anything to alleviate that situation? In other words, that is something truly bad, I think, right? It's not something to be proud about. Like I said, "Ah, Mexico ranks the second or third place in the world in diabetes."
Teacher, uh,
Can you hear me back again?
yeah.
Yes,
All right.
sure.
So what can we do to alleviate that? If that is, well, before alleviate that, whose responsibility is that? Is that individual responsibility, family responsibility, government responsibility? Who is responsible for that? Because at the end, the government gives permits to schools to operate. And if a primary school has a permit to sell Coca-Cola or sell Sabritas or sell junk food, as Mickey says,
Mm.
is that something that the governments can prevent or stop? In other words, can the government put conditions or restrictions to schools to sell certain products, or is it only
Uh,
their responsibility? I mean, I am 10 years old. I am the owner of my destiny. What do you think about that?
Hmm.
well, taking the idea that Mickey said about the moms don't let good food for the children get used to how can I say acostumbrarse?
Get used to. Get used.
Get used to eat that kind of food and continue in all their life, including their adult life. Then, for example, the junk food like Coca-Cola, cookies, all the stuff, the majority are from other countries like USA, but USA are not the first place anymore. We are. And why that government don't restrict that kind of food is because it's also family and individual. If we are talking about of adult people, individual responsibility to avoid that kind of food. uh, if we are the first place uh, and the same time we consume products of other countries, I think the government is don't have the fault this time. It's us.
Well, I don't know, Mitch. Let me ask you. I like your comment very much. I think your comment is very intelligent and very well founded. but I have my doubts, and I'm going to make that comment in a moment, please, with all respect. But because what you say is very interesting, truly interesting. But okay, let me listen to Mickey what he thinks, and then I will ask a question to you, Mitch, and one to Mickey as well, because it is a very interesting topic. What do you think,
Um,
Mickey?
yeah, well, I think that yes, is everyone's responsibility. But for example, you cannot say to a child of 10 years old, don't eat uh, junk food if probably it's the only type of food that there are in the stores, in the school stores. So my recommendation, I think that the government um, must apply uh, like classes where they can teach you about how you can eat correctly and the nutrients and how the food works in your body. Because if the people don't know about it, well, mm, probably they're gonna continue eating the same, and they don't realize about the damage that they're doing to themselves. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like your comment very much, as well as Mitch's comment. Yeah, and I agree that we are partly or greatly responsible for our own things, but I believe that the responsibility is different for a child than for a youth, for an adolescent, or for an adult.
yeah,
Uh, I can say, well, we are free in this world, right? We are free to decide what we eat, what we consume, how we dress, where we live, what we study. We are free. Yeah. But you cannot tell a child, okay, cross the street is your decision. You are free, right? You cannot tell that
yeah,
Mhm.
to
exactly.
a 5-year-old
Uh-huh.
child, right? Actually, the law protects children even if they're 17 or 16 years old
Yeah,
for many things, for many things. So the responsibility increases with age. And when you are an adult, you can say that, yeah, well, you're totally responsible for everything that you do. But when you're underage, even legally speaking, civil responsibility is negligible. You can neglect the responsibility of a child for what he does. And also, when you say that the government is not totally responsible on your decisions, well, the government gives permits to primary schools to sell Coke, to sell Sabritas, to sell this and to sell that, because it's regulated by the Secretary of Education.
yeah,
So if I am the Secretary of Education and I fully love youth in my country, say, well, schools cannot sell Coke, period. Schools cannot sell junk food to children. But let's talk not about primary school. Let's not talk about secondary school. Let's talk about primary school. 5-year olds, 6-year olds, 7-year olds cannot drink Coke. Forbidden, prohibited. What do you think about that, Mitch?
Uh, can you
And
repeat the last part?
that you as a government, you are the Secretary of Education, you are the head of the Secretary of Education in Guanajuato or in the country, right? Mitch Hernandez, the Secretary of Education, what is your new law? Well, children cannot drink Coke and cannot eat Sabritas in primary schools. What do you think is going to happen?
Mm. They gonna avoid that things in other places.
They're going to boycott things
Mhm.
with
If
with reason or correctly or incorrectly. What do you think?
well, taking the experience of on my elementary school and secondary, we the government how can I say prohibió or prohibir
Forbid or prohibited?
prohibited all the junk food in the the school store, but all the children buy that kind of food in their stores of their homes close to them. the stores close to their homes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, but you are not accomplished. You are not an accomplice. You are not being part of the game of the diabetes and obesity problems in Mexico. At least you can say, well, I am not responsible. I'm not an accomplice.
Mhm.
What do you think about that, Mickey?
Yeah, well, happened to me when I was in the elementary school, and I remember that until some kids uh, sold soda and sabritas and cookies, like how can I say contrabando?
Counterfeit,
How
counterfeit, counterfeit.
counterfeit? Yeah, and well, I think that all depends of you. Probably in some age, yeah, you need to learn, you need to know why this food is better for you and why this food damage to you. But the decision is yours. So well,
What role do you think advertisement plays in these industries? Do you think that advertisements play a role here?
um,
Actually,
Yeah, truly. Um, uh, the junk foods are very promoted in the medias and the media and other than other things, and that the oh, sorry, I don't know about this vocabulary. And is that the uh, okay.
don't worry, don't worry. We're alive. We have some people in the public that are going to ask questions.
What?
So,
Oh.
yeah, this is live. So we have a couple of people watching the broadcast. So it is possible. It is
Oh,
possible that they make one or two questions possibly. Right? So,
I forget what I want to say.
okay, we're talking about obesity and um, talking about obesity and the consequences, and we're talking about the role the government plays in this decision. If the government is responsible giving permits to schools to sell Coke, to sell Sabritas, to sell junk food, is the government responsible or not? And how much is personal responsibility, in particular in private schools and in private schools, in primary schools?
primary school.
What do you think?
Mm, what's up, Mitch?
Are you? Uh, sorry.
She's nervous.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Mitch. We're all just friends here.
Uh, I forget what I want to say.
Yeah, I was talking about the responsibility of the role of the government in selling junk food in schools, in primary schools or not. If the government is partially responsible or totally responsible for selling Cokes, for school selling Cokes.
Partially.
Partially. Okay. Partially only. All right. What do you think, Mickey?
Yeah, well, I think that the beginning, the government is responsible, but all depends of yours. You know, the decision is yours. The government gonna not gonna say you need to buy this and not this. You are free to choice. So I think that yes, it's responsible and more until some age because after after, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, I think that you have more basis to choose what is good and what isn't good for you. So I
Okay.
think that, yeah.
Well, but
Mhm.
let me ask you a question. If governments can tax wine,
What is
cigarettes,
that?
Well, yeah, that's true.
poner impuestos, if
Impuestos.
governments can tax wine,
Mhm.
cigarettes, um, car imports, etc., why can they not tax co-consumption, right? Why can't they tax coke or junk food consumption? Why is it not
Uh,
possible? If
I
they can
think,
tax
I'm sorry.
wine, yeah,
Uh, I think they don't put that in the Coca-Cola, because in this case specifically, the Coke is the product more sold in all the world, and that represent money, a lot of money, I think.
Well,
yeah, yeah,
um, I read about it, and I think that yeah, the government increased the tax in the junk food, but I remember that the webpage said that the consummation. How can you say
consumption, consumption, consumption.
the consumption? Yeah, the consumption not decrease, continue the same way. So that's why I say that all depends of the education. For example, the price of the Coke increase, but the people continue buying. So I think that all depends of the culture of the people, and I think that it's important that the people know about the nutrition and all the damage that one or some products can damage to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd like to ask you a favor, Mitch and Mickey. Let's please complete this chart here. When we have a percentage, we have a percentage,
Hmm.
we have the price, right? This is the
Yeah.
price, the selling price of products like wine, cigarettes, gasoline, and we have the cost. This is the cost. I'm gonna put here the cost of the product, the tax and the profit. So this is the cost, cost. We have the tax is here, and we have the profit, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Can we find this out for several products? This is tax, and this is the profit.
Hmm.
And for several products, one of them is wine, the other is gasoline, the other is Coke or beverages, and other beverages, and junk food in general. Junk food in general. Can we find this out for these products? What is the profit, the tax, and the cost for wine, gasoline, Coke, and junk food? Roughly, not with so much precision, but roughly, what is the profit, the tax, the cost of wine, gasoline, Coke, and junk food in general? And if you can fill that in the chart here in the um, board that I provided here, this example.
Uh, I found a picture.
Oh, you did? Can you add it
Mhm.
to the Jamboard, please, or maybe share the screen, Mickey?
Uh, I could add to the Jamboard. Sure.
You could add it to the Jamboard, please. All right,
Hmm.
that would be great.
Where is the link, teacher, of the
Now,
Jamboard?
let me share the link with you guys here.
Thank you.
Change here. Become editors. Done. I'm going to share the link here now. I'm going to put it here in the chat of the Jambo of the StreamYard. And also, I'm going to put it in your here. There. So we have obesity and diabetes.
You sent the YouTube link?
I sent it. I'm sorry. I should have sent the share link, the Jambo link. Sorry. Copy the link. Right here. Copy link. I'm going to send the link to here. Okay, Jambo. All right. I sent the link to Jambo now.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. The topic is diabetes and obesity and the problems they cause. Oh, here. Okay. This is very interesting. This is for red wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
43% is taxes for red wine. 42% taxes.
Yeah, almost the half of the price is in taxes.
Jeez, that's huge. Um, wow. This is the profit for the, well, let's see. What is 5.8%? Is the tax for the basic grower, or is the,
Mm,
what is that composition? 5.8%, 22%, 17.6%? Or is that the profit? What is the percentage of the cost? That's a great, that is a great chart, Mickey.
yeah. Well, I think that the minorist has 11.3%, and if you are majorist, is the 17.6%.
Okay, the wholesaler is the mayorista, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
wholesaler.
wholesaler.
Wholesaler is mayorista. Mayorista, right? Wholesaler. Um, the warehouse, which is the bodega, the warehouse makes 22%. And the retailer is a minorista, right?
Minorista.
Retailer.
Yeah, that's true.
Minorista. Okay. And the primary grower is the, all right. So this is very enlightening and very revealing. It reveals that the basic grower is the one that gets the least money.
Yeah.
That's that is dramatic because you grow grapes. With grapes, you make red wine, but you don't make a lot of money.
No.
You are actually the one who makes the least. How can we change that? Do you think that vertical integration that we were talking about the other day is one of the ways to alleviate this problem, or what do you think?
Mm, well, yeah, in certain way. but you need to have money to do it. So that's why the uh, how can I say, I forgot. Um well, the the enterprises that dedicates to packaging has a big percent of the price of sale of the wine.
Yeah, yeah, the bottling industry, exactly. That's what we
Yeah.
were talking about the other day. If I receive
Hmm.
red wine and I put it in a bottle and I put the label, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make more money than the grower. If I am the intermediary, if I'm the distributor also, but then you need a lot of contacts, you need a lot of good marketing, you need a lot of good strategies, right? The same for
Money.
Coke, the same for junk food, the same for everything. What do you think about this, Mitch?
About the kind of
The money,
packaging.
yeah, the money that each of the people in the chain, the production chain make. For example, let's talk about the people in the production chain. One is the base, well, I'm gonna put it here. The primary grower, right? This is the primary grower.
Where is primary grow? Oh, okay.
The primario,
Whatever.
the primary grower. Then you have the, let me increase this, I'm sorry. Am I sharing? Yes, right?
Uh-huh.
Then Mickey says the, how can you say the industrialist or the, yeah, industrialist is the person who bottles the wine or who bottles the Coca-Cola or Coke, or the
Hmm.
person who bottles the milk or whatever, any product, the industrialist or the industrial man, right? Or you can also call it entrepreneur in French, entrepreneur, emprendedor, right?
Hmm.
Entrepreneur. He's the person who's going to get the wine and put it in a bottle, give it a label, or it's going to do the same with the Coke, or it's going to do the same with everything. Then what do you have after that? You have the distributor,
Yeah.
right? The distributor really has no money involvement. They don't invest money. They just take the product from
Transport.
one person and they transport or send it or ship it to the
Hmm.
final client, right?
Yeah.
Final client.
Hmm.
So we say that sends the changes the product from hands to hands, right? Changes the product or moves the product from one hand to the other. Do you agree, Mitch?
Not the product from the hand to the other.
Yeah, from one person, from one group, for example, from the grower to the restaurants or to the schools if they sell Coke, or to the convenience stores like Soriana and Walmart if they sell tater tots or sabritas or other junk food. What do you think about this? Or like, for example, what is this? The name of this company that produces cookies. What's the name of these cookies? Oreo cookies? Or what's the name of the cookies, Nikki?
Uh, well, one is called Gamesa.
Gamesa, exactly.
Um, Mambisco. I don't remember. Let me check.
Nabisco.
Nabisco, right? Yeah, Nabisco.
Yeah. Right. What do you think about the movement of money in this case, the profit of money, the profit that different people make? That is the question that I'm very curious to know about. What percentage of money do all of these people, who makes more money and who works more and who works less? And what are the ingredients for you to make money?
Question money do all these people make?
When I say money, I'm talking about profit, not investment.
Yeah,
Profit.
yeah. Mm, well, without searching internet, I think that is between the distributor and the industrialist.
Do you think they make more money than the retailer or than the wholesaler?
Yeah.
Actually, can you say that the wholesaler is some type of distributor as well, or is it different?
Mm, well, in part,
Or maybe you can say that the wholesaler is the person that imports, for example, Coke from the United States or wine from France or Spain,
yeah,
or and the distributor is the local distributor. For example, you bring machinery or one of your friends, if let's suppose that you make Carlitos Slim your godfather,
hmm,
right? And he imports machinery for the bottling industry. And then he tells you, hey, Mickey, Mitch, uh, can you help me distribute these products in Mexico? And then you become the local distributor.
yeah.
Who do you think makes more money? Well, of course, you have no investment, right? You have basically zero risk because you don't need to put in money. Do you think that is an advantage?
Mm, well, the advantage could be that you don't invest money and you just are transporting. So obviously, the people who invest more money probably is the people that gonna have biggest profit. But probably to start, it's good to be a distributor.
Okay, if you had to choose one of these professions, or not one of these professions, one of these activities, Mitch, for different products or services, let's make a little chart. Which one would you choose to do? It's not the same to be the wholesaler for a wine industry than for the cigarette industry, than for the software games industry, right? So let me make a little chart here. And what would you choose to do for different industries? I don't know, we can do this little diagram, Mickey, Mitch, and then
Yeah.
choose where we would like to stand in the different industries. For example, I'm going to put two or three industries here. Here, where you want to be in this industry, let's say in the soft drinks industry. Soft drinks is like Coke, Fanta, etc. Soft drinks. They call them soft drinks because they think they are very soft or not very harmful. Actually, they're the ones that cause most problems, diabetes, etc. Right? So soft drinks. You want to distribute soft drinks to be the wholesaler, to be etc. Then uh, game software. That's another industry. Game software. Another industry is machinery, heavy duty machinery, like heavy duty machinery. You know what that is, Mickey?
Yeah, I could imagine.
Okay, heavy duty, yeah, like cranes, cranes is gruas, um, cats, like machines to lift, or for the construction industry.
Yeah. Hmm.
Let's see, another one is wine industry. Um, other industries that of your pleasure. What industry do you like to mention here, Mitch or Mickey?
Um,
The fashion industry.
Which
Fashion industry.
Ocean?
fashion industry?
Uh,
Industry, the garments, cosmetics, fashion industry. What else enters in the fashion industry, Mickey? Garments, clothes,
Clothes.
perfumes, maybe, or what else? Perfumes is included or is not?
Well, fashion is in plural. Perfumes, clothes, shoes. But let's focus only on clothes.
All right. Do you think cosmetics is part of that as well or not?
No. Well, I think that is more in part of beautiness and cosmetics. Well, I don't know how to say it, but I think there is a specific market on this.
Okay, that's going to be then the beauty industry.
Yeah, the
The
beauty
beauty
industry.
industry. The beauty industry, you include cosmetics, um, perfumes, colognes,
Mm-hmm.
lotions,
Lotions,
lipsticks, mascara,
masks. Yeah.
rímel, beauty industry, lipstick, shadows, sombra shadows, ma- yeah, eyebrows, eyeliner, makeup,
Mm-hmm.
blush. Blush, thank you very much. Yeah, all, I mean, you have all kinds of thank you very much. I have my assistant here, the administrator. Well, all right, but those are part of the fashion industry, but for the beauty industry. Mickey, you were suggesting to have clothing industry, right? Okay, so let's talk about soft drinks, game software industry, heavy duty machinery, wine, fashion. What else, Mitch? What do you want to
Uh,
include?
Toys.
Toy industry, fantastic. Toy industry. I love that. Toy industry. All right. Now, let's talk about this for a little. And where would you like to be? Would you like to be a wholesaler? Actually, can you maybe fill in this screen, this chart, and add it to the Jamboard?
Jamboards. Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm gonna paste. Once you complete it, add it to the Jamboard, please. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
your
Yes, sure.
line, and then you say where you would like to be. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's different thing to be the distributor for red wine than to be the distributor for heavy duty machinery and for any other things, right?
Let me add it, sure.
Yes, please, Vicky.
Uh, um, I took a screenshot and now I'm gonna modify it in Paint.
Okay, right.
Can I go to the bathroom, teacher?
Absolutely, Mitch, of course. So when you talk about fashion and you talk about clothes or garments, garment industry, what comes to your mind, Mickey, when you say garment industry? You talk about coats, suits, skirts, shirts, scarves, maybe shoes and foot leather, um, belts, jackets.
Mhm.
How do you segment it? How do you segment the garment industry? By materials like cloth, like cashmere, silk, polyester, nylon, or by products, jackets, shirts, skirts, etc. What? How do you segment this market?
Mm, for product.
By product, huh?
Yeah, by product, I think that it's easier.
It's easier, yeah. Right. Okay, which do
And
you think are
probably
the, yeah,
uh, by price too.
by price? So, okay, by price. Do you think the difference in price in garment industry is proportional to the increment in the quality or is disproportionately high? In other words, if I buy,
Hmm.
how do you measure the quality in the garment industry? How do you say this is an excellent shirt, is 1,000 pesos, and this is a low quality shirt, it is 10 pesos? How can you make the analogy of the quality versus the price of different garments? For example, shirts, pants, suits, neckties, etc. How do you correlate the quality to the price? Do you think that is possible?
Yeah, well, I think that all depends, all depending of the materials that the cloth has. For example, if you buy something of 20 pesos, probably not gonna have the best quality materials. But well, there are clothes so expensive, and the difference in materials are not too clear for the price that some clothes has. So I don't know. Must be, but I think that depending too.
It depends on what do you think, Mickey.
Mm, yeah, that there are clothes that probably not have the best materials, but the price is fair, and there are clothes that the price is so high, but the quality of materials not is the best too. So mm, must be, but not happened in all times.
Yeah, all right. Another question. Do you think the price versus quality line is going to be a straight line? Is going to be an elliptical line? Is going to be what type of curve, if I can say that, is it
Mhm.
going to be? In other words, I can have a green line,
Yeah.
I can have an elliptical line, a parabolic line, I can have something of this type, of this nature, right? I can have this, or I can have the opposite. I can have this. For a certain price range, I can increase the quality a lot, but not the price. And on the other hand, I can increase the price a lot, but not the quality.
Yeah.
So this is a totally different scheme, right?
Hmm.
Or
Hmm.
I can increase it a straight line proportionally. What do you think about this possibility? For example, you talking about the tennis shoes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Possible that you increase the price a lot, but not increase the quality very much, like in this case? Or is it possible that you increase the quality drastically, but not the price, at least until you reach, for example, the Jordan shoes?
Mhm.
Or is it like a straight line? You increase the quality, but at the same time, proportionally, you increase the price. What do you think about different products with these three curves, Mickey? I don't know if Mickey's back. What do you think about these three possibilities in reality?
Yeah. Well, uh, must be a straight line, but I know that uh, don't happen all times. For example, you know that I sell shoes, sneakers, right?
I do,
So
I do.
I realized that the quality is decreasing, but the price are are increasing.
Oh,
So,
really? So
hmm
there's
but
a
you know all the
negative curve.
factors. Yeah, the materials are so not so bad, but the quality is decreasing and the price is increasing. So,
That's so it's a negative curve like this.
mhm.
The quality is decreasing and the price is increasing. Wow, that's impressive.
But could be too for the inflation and all the stuff that. that we know.
I don't know. Well, surely. So you say that the price increases and the quality decreases. So it is like this.
Hmm. Totally.
That is amazing. Eh? I'm gonna do a dotted line. It's gonna be a dotted line.
Uh-huh.
In some cases, is it a common case or is it an exceptional case? How often does this happen?
Mm, I think that is common case.
Really?
Yeah. Um, Obviously, there are exceptions, but in the case of sneakers, for example, if I buy 10 pair of sneakers, I know that 8 of them, the quality decrease because you can notice in the materials. Until in the box is different, but the price is increasing in a difference of 3 months. One pair of sneakers have got $200, and now the price is of $2,200.
Jeez.
$220. Yeah. So, so well.
What do you think is the foundation of these changes? Is it is normal or is common or is usual?
Um, I think that the pandemic affected this negative, and I think that until the conflict between Russia and Ukraine affected too, because there are certain things that the price is increasing, and obviously the cost of the products increase too. So you need to sell more expensive to have your profit or the profit that you are uh, get used to.
Okay, that's an interesting point. And I think about that because economy is the science that takes care of these changes, right?
Yeah.
Economy takes care takes care and explains
Hmm.
all these changes.
Yeah.
And it's truly interesting that these things can happen or actually happen right in the world.
Unfortunately.
Okay, well, I wanted to come back to the topic of diabetes and obesity because the economy of
I
price.
put in the yeah.
Okay,
Teacher, could you just wait me 1 second? I'm gonna
absolutely,
go
of
to the
course.
bathroom.
Take
Thank you.
your time. Take your time.
What kind of drinks is soft drinks?
Soft drinks is like beverages like Coca, Fanta, Pepsi,
Oh,
as opposed to other drinks like wine, tequila, whiskey, bourbon, vodka. There is a product in the north of Mexico, Bacanora, etc., etc. We have all kinds of drinks which are distilled because of the distillation process. Others that are called liquor because they have some kind of fruit, and you have red wine as well, or white wine, or rose wine. So, well, drinks is everything that refers to drinks that every kid can drink. Coke. They actually cause more damage. It is worse to drink Coke than to drink red wine. Did you know that?
used to get red coke. Uh,
It is worse to your health if you drink a glass of Coke than if you drink a glass of wine.
yeah, I think has sense because the coke is almost literally sugar with the water, and the wine is other substance. It's also so bad in excess, but not so many like not so bad like a glass of coke.
Yeah, actually, wine has some aseptic properties that are good for your health. So you drink one glass of wine every day once you are an adult, it's going to help you with your longevity. That's why Italians live longer because they are used to olive oil, olives, lettuce, and salads, and also red wine. So that is very beneficial for your health. But when you talk about soft drinks like Coke, Fanta, Pepsi, etc., they are terrible drinks that hurt you and help you become diabetical. You get diabetes or you get obesity as well. So those diseases are terrible for your health. However, nobody says nothing against drinking sugar, as you say. What you say is truly good. So the next question, Mitch, what should we do? What should we do, Mickey, to reduce the levels of consumption of these soft drinks? Can we do anything at all? Is that in our hands or we just give up?
uh,
I don't know.
well, I think that we can do our part. For example, in the schools, teaching to the kids the damage that soda could have, or sabritas could have, or cookies could have, the damage of the excess of sugar and how affected. Because if you just say this is bad for you, for example, if you are 10 years old or 8 years old, you're gonna ask you, you're gonna ask yourself, why is damage to me? But if somebody explains you step by step why it's damage, why could damage to you, well, I think that the kid could have more basis to choose if buy it or not buy it, any product of
I totally
us.
agree.
Really, right?
Totally agree. I totally agree. 100%. What do you think about that, Mitch? What Mickey said? What is your own thought?
This the same as Mickey. Just I think there are some campaigns about this. How can I say concientización?
To make people conscious?
Huh? To make people conscious in in this case the child in the elementary school I have a lot of them, but me and my classmates didn't understand the way that the presenter was explaining us because were explaining us like I don't know an exposition of a in a way that just the adults can understand. And I reviewed that exposition again some weeks ago, and I understand now. But when I was a child, I didn't understand anything. I had to investigate for myself to understand that these kind of damages. The campaigns needs to modify their kind of explanations to that information the kids can understand it. It's my opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you remember the ads of the people who smoke cigarettes when they cause lung cancer? Remember that they were horrible pictures or horrible photos of the lungs all in black? That was a result of smoking and smoking and smoking, and the promise that nicotine caused in the body because of smoking, right? So these pictures were very convincing, and actually, the advertisement industry, the government, forced actually the opposite. The government forced the advertising industry to add these lungs with cancer or black lungs as part of the negative publicity for the cigarettes. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is still right.
Yeah, it is
Or
still current. Yeah, it is active. It is still active or actual. Yes.
yeah.
Well, that prevents younger people to start smoking at a young age and prevents lung cancer. That's a terrible disease. from spreading, right? If cancer spreads like that because people start smoking when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, so it's going to create a big serious problem. Whereas if we do the same about soft drinks, if you make people conscious that the teeth can suffer, that you can have problems in the mouth with your tooth, that you can have problems with diabetes, that you can have problems with obesity, and you make that very visual, you make that patent, then we're going to help our people become healthier. What do you think,
Mhm.
Mickey?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the knowledge is power. So if you know
Knowledge.
about it, and you can have a bigger analysis, and you can choose if it is good for you or if it isn't. So yeah, that's the key.
Okay, exactly, exactly. All right, very good, guys. I really appreciate your comments. Do you want to add something else to this topic, Mitch? You want to say something like a conclusive? The things that we are responsible about, things that we are not responsible about, what we can do.
We are responsible about we consume, and then I realized the government has to apply some strategies to the people realize this kind of damages too. As you said, like the cigarettes have negative publicity to the damages that it has. It prevents to the young people don't consume them. I could be in at least in this country can put that kind of things in the junk food on the coke. There is already some of the, I don't know how to say sellos,
Seals,
seals in the junk food like grasa saturada,
the what?
grasa saturada or
Saturated fat.
excess of
Saturated
sugar.
fat. Yeah, sugar excess.
Uh-huh.
Excess of sugar.
But I think that people needs something more graphic, like the cigarettes with negative publicity, because we are, if we honest, the people don't care about that new seals on the packages of the junk produce. The people need something more graphic to be conscious about the
Yeah,
damages.
I totally agree with you, Miss, because you're saying that people tend to be more visual, right?
Yeah.
In general, what percentage of the population do you believe are visual? What percentage of the population do you believe are more auditive? And what percentage do you think are more kinesthetic?
Mm,
Oof.
I think the 65 or 70%. Oh no, the 65 or 60% are visual. I think. I don't know. I don't know the
Approximately, all right. What percentage do you think is more auditive?
the 20%.
20%. And more kinesthetic?
The rest.
Which is 20%. All
Yeah.
right, that's according to
I
Mickey.
don't know.
What do you think, Mitch?
I don't know. Let me share because in each group or classroom that I'm where was, these percents variety all the time. Then let me share.
Well, there's a variation, absolutely. You're right. But
Mhm.
there is a range. You can say between 60 and 65%, 40, 60. There is a range always. So, what do you think, Mitch?
Well, I found uh, styles of knowledge. Yeah. Well, it's a web page. I don't know if it's correct, but says that the 65% are visual, the 35% are auditive, and the 5% are kinesthetic.
All right. So, you said that it's 65. 65. What is the other percentage, please? 30,
Auditive
30,
is the 35,
35,
and the
60.
remaining
but that's 100 already.
Uh, I
The
found
good
something
results.
similar uh, in the percents of 2021. The visual people are 61, the auditive 24.4, and kinesthetic 10.7. This is on 2021.
Okay, well, so in general, people are more visual, then more auditive, and then more kinesthetic in general, right? Talking about trends. All right.
That's true.
So, well,
The the result of 65, 65, and 35 are 100.
it's 100.
I don't know. Probably it's like uh, I read that there's no like a specific type of of knowledge or like mixes, right? Right, like combinations.
But that's true too, also, of course.
But
Probably.
one of that can predominate on each person, but it can be combinations, as you said.
Right, but you have a predominant factor as can be the visual, the auditive, or the kinesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. So depending on this is the negative publicity ads that you need to add to the packages of the different products like wine, cigarettes, um, beverages like sodas, soft drinks like Coke, Fanta, Pepsi, etc. And they need to be more visual because of the trends that tends to be more visual. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Mitch? You said that it should be more visual, and you have the explanation. The explanation is fantastic. You said that people tend to be more visual, so the ads, or I mean the warnings, not the ads, the warnings should be visual as well, right? The warnings. What is warnings in Spanish, Mickey?
Advertencias.
Exactly. Warnings should be visual. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I don't know how to say in English, but ver para creer. See to believe. I don't know.
See
See
to
to
believe.
believe. You need to see to believe. Exactly. Right. Okay. Very good. Okay, Mitch, thank you very much for your comments. Mickey, what's your final comments about this topic before we go to the grammar book and do some exercises?
um, my final comments are that the best way to warning the people is with facts, with pictures, and more in a uh, how can I say like menor edad in the
Younger age or people of age? You say people of age or
younger
people
age.
underage?
Yeah.
People of age, people of age or people underage?
Okay, people underage because I think that the habits that you get are in the yeah the habits that you have the rest of your life you get in your first years alive. So if you have good habits, probably you're gonna have good habits the rest of your life. But if you haven't, well, you know the consequences. So I think that we must be well, the government must be clear uh, in the warnings and in the advertisements too of this type of product.
What do you think about Mitch's idea of making campaigns to make people conscious? Do you believe it's a good idea?
Yeah, it's a good idea, but I think that unfortunately, probably the kids um, they're gonna give the how can I say the lo olvidé en español.
Forbid,
The
prohibition,
no that the kids don't gonna give the same
attention,
effort.
same
Yeah,
care.
attention. Yeah, attention. So we need to know the correct way to stay closer to them and show all these. information clearly.
Okay, very good. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for your comments. Let's go back a little bit to our grammar book for a few
Yeah.
minutes, because I think we always should devote some time to our grammar books. I don't remember if we already saw chapter 12, law and crime. Did we? Do you remember?
Mm, can I see the chapter?
Yeah, of course. So are we a little bit behind this chapter
Mm,
of the law and crime? I don't think we have reached this yet, right? We're more like in section 8.
I, I don't
mm,
remember.
No, I don't
no,
think so.
sure.
I think we're more
Um,
like in chapter 8, I believe. Five and six. No, we went beyond this, like number 8. We saw articles, remember?
yeah.
And we saw the media as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember if we already saw chapter 9, which is conditional zero, first, second, third conditionals.
Mm, we are in this part, I think.
We are here, right?
Yeah.
Mixed conditions. Yeah, I believe we did this. We have set. When we did exercise C, Stephen Hawking, remember that we did this?
Mm,
We did
no.
this. No?
Mm-mm.
We didn't do people and society? No?
No, teacher.
Okay, so we're in section 9, chapter 9, and then we need to do this then. Okay. We did exercise C, right? Using the correct form of the verbs in the box. Do you remember?
No, we didn't.
We didn't do this. How about exercise B or A?
Doesn't contemporary manners.
No, we didn't.
No.
So, but we did the vocabulary and the grammar, correct?
Yeah.
Inverted conditionals, first, second conditionals, mixed conditionals. We did this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
Okay, very good. So let's start with the exercises then. You're gonna read the first instruction, Mitch, please. Write yes or no.
Yes. Write yes or not to answer the questions about each sentence.
Okay. Can you answer the first one, Mickey, please?
If car doesn't come to the party, okay, so it's possible that car won't come. Yes.
Okay. Can you read it? Please.
Mm-hmm. It is. Is it possible that Carl won't come to the party? Mm, I think that yes, it's possible.
Possible. Why is it possible? What does it say at the beginning? If Carl doesn't come to the party, then what?
I think that it's possible because in the first sentence, um, this person say that he probably gonna be really upset if he don't come to the party.
Exactly. Very good. Let's do number 2, Mitch, please. If my neighbor.
If my neighbor became prime minister, he'd give everyone €1 million. What? It is likely that the neighbor will become prime minister. Uh, what was the meaning of likely?
Likely possible, probable.
Uh,
Is there a probability?
uh, I think no.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's possible that people vote for him, but how he gonna have million of euros to each citizens of their, I don't know, they're talking about euros, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we need to distinguish between these two words. Likely is probable, and possible is that it can happen in reality. Is it possible? Yes, it's
It's
possible.
possible, yeah.
Is
But
likely, maybe not very probable, right?
no.
Or maybe it's not probable, it's not likely, but it is possible.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What about number three,
Oh,
Mickey?
so likely is like more possible,
More probable. Is there a
more
there's a
probable. Oh,
probability?
okay. Now,
There's a probability. It's very
okay,
likely that you go to Europe in the next 5 years. Yeah, okay, it's very probable, yes.
okay. Um, if Helen weren't here, I don't know what to do. Is Helen here now? Yes.
Yeah, of course. Because if she weren't like a possibility, if she weren't here, I
Let's
don't know
do
what
it
we'd
again.
do. But at the
Yeah.
moment, she's here.
Mhm.
Okay, number four, Mitch. Tarek.
Tarek.
Uh, if Tarek had oh, if Tarek had enough money, he'd have bought a car. Did Tarek have enough money? No,
No, of course not. And the one is, did he buy a car?
no,
No, he didn't. Exactly. Very good. Number five, if Debbie,
If Debbie hadn't gone to the UK, she wouldn't have met Will. Did Debbie go to the UK? Yes.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
did she meet well?
Yes.
Yeah, she did, right?
Yeah.
Did they get married? Who knows?
Mm,
All right. Only God can guess, right? I don't know. All right, number six, Mitch, if the police,
if the police had investigated the case,
true.
what means thoroughly?
thoroughly, with profundity, deeply,
Oh,
profoundly,
okay. Investigated the case through
thoroughly,
thoroughly,
thoroughly.
thoroughly, thoroughly, they wouldn't have arrested Karen. Did the police investigate the case thoroughly? No,
No, they
Yes.
didn't.
Yes, right?
no. It says if
Um,
the police had,
If they had investigated,
yeah,
si
that's
hubieran
true.
but they
investigado,
didn't.
but they didn't.
Did they arrest? They wouldn't have arrested Karen. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Maybe Karen is innocent.
Yeah, exactly. That's implication, right? That
Mhm.
Karen is innocent. That's a good implication. And number seven,
Had she not gone to university, she might not have started her own business. Did she go to university? Yes.
exactly number, and did she start her own business?
Yes.
No.
She might not have started.
She might not have.
Ah.
Yeah, it
Yes.
wouldn't
Oh
have
yes, yes,
happened.
yes, yes.
So it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have implications from each one of the sentences. What is the implication of sentence number one?
Mm, if Carl doesn't come to the party,
Yeah, what is the implication? Is Carl in the party? He may come to the party, or he will definitely not come to the party.
he might come to the
He
party.
might come to the party. Exactly. That's the implication. It's possible, or it's likely
What
that he'll
means
come.
Mike in Spanish?
Might, podría,
Yeah.
pudiera.
Ah, okay.
Podría, pudiera. There is a probability. It's not certain.
Yeah.
It's only a probability. Very nice. How about number two? What is the implication?
Uh, if the neighbor became the prime minister,
Yes. He'd give everyone €1 million. So what is that? What is the implication?
sounds like Ando. Este, if he become a prime minister, he wants to give everyone €1 million.
He will give them, right? But is it likely? Is it probable? Is there a probability that he becomes prime minister?
Um,
It's not probable, right?
No,
But
it's like
yet,
our president.
exactly right. But still, it's possible because he's a citizen of England,
well, yeah, that's true.
so it is possible.
Hmm.
Mathematically, it's possible, although it's not probable. All right. What is the implication of number three?
Um, if Helen weren't here, I don't know what we do. Is Helen here now? Yes, is it possible?
Yes, Helen is there, and additionally, she seems to be helping the people, right? Because they
Yeah.
say, I don't know what we do. So probably Helen is there, and she's helping people do some things.
Hmm.
Very nice. Four, what is the implication of four, Mitch?
Uh, if Tarek has enough money, he will can buy a car.
Yes. What is the implication? He didn't have enough money, and
He don't
also
have enough money, then he can buy a car.
he couldn't buy a car, or he didn't buy a car, so he doesn't have enough money, or he didn't have enough money then. All right, thank you, Mitch. Implication of number five, Mickey.
If Debbie hadn't gone to the UK, she wouldn't have met Will. Mm, yes, likely.
It's likely. So actually, Debbie went to the UK, right? And she met Will.
Hmm.
That is the implication. Oh, thank you, Mickey. Number six, Mitch, if the police had investigated the case thoroughly, what is the implication of that?
Mitch, you have your microphone off.
They wouldn't have arrested Karen. Uh, the police have investigated case thoroughly. Then they might not arrest Karen.
They might not have arrested Karen. So they were superficial in their investigation. Can you conclude that? That their investigation was very shallow. Shallow is the same as superficial. Shallow.
Shallow and pathetic.
Exactly. Superficial. All right. Superficial. Superficial. All right. Very good. That is number six. And the last one would be number seven.
Yeah. Had she not gone to university, she might not have started her own business. Uh, yes, it's so possible that if she not uh, gone to university, she probably never started her own business.
All right. So the conclusion that now it's certain that she has a business, no?
Yeah.
It's certain. It
Hmm.
is certain that
Certain
she owns business.
business.
You know what I forgot? I think that you guys were going to do a presentation. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
it, but
but the talk was so good. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was good. And I totally forgot about that assignment.
uh,
So maybe next class we do it first
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Okay.
If I forget, you guys please remind me because
yeah. Yes, teacher, it's okay. Don't worry.
I have a friend, a German friend. What's his name? Alzheimer is his name.
Oh.
I'll sky.
It's a German friend that I have
Yeah.
Alzheimer. No, if I forget, you guys remind me, please. But okay, we had a very good conversation today. What can we conclude both from the, well, we just did one grammar exercise, but on the topic, I believe it was very good. We had an interesting conversation about an interesting and controversial topic, which is obesity and diabetes,
Diabetes. Mhm.
right? And the presentation that you were going to do was about food
Food,
industry.
food industry. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So when can we present that, Mickey, Mitch?
Mm, I don't know which day is better for you, teacher. The next week.
Wednesday?
Wednesday is normally good. This Wednesday was difficult for me. Thanks for accepting the change at last
Hmm.
minute. But can
Yes.
be most likely Wednesday and Thursday if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Same
thirty to
time,
three.
1:30 to 3.
Yeah. Well, if you can't wait us around 5 or
1:40.
maximum 10 minutes.
Yeah, for me, it's all right. In particularly, Wednesday is perfect. Thursday, I have a class at 4, and I need to prepare for like 20, 30 minutes. 20 minutes is what I need to prepare the class. Or actually, I can prepare the class beforehand. And yeah, we can go from 1:40 to what? 1:40 to,
3:10.
3:10.
yeah, 3 or 15, no problem. Yeah, sure, not a problem. All right, guys.
Yeah, it's perfect
Excellent.
for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you very much. Congratulations on your performance. I think you're speaking better and better and better. Take
Thank
I
you.
care.
hope so.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, look at the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry for not turning off my camera this time. I don't know what happened, but don't wanna turn off
Okay, Mitch.
the camera.
All right. You guys take care, Mickey, Mitch. Have a wonderful weekend and see you on Wednesday then.
Mhm.
You as well, teacher. Take care.
Take care,
Take
teacher.
care.
Have
Say
a
hello
nice
to the
day.
family. You
Thanks for the
too.
You
class.
as well, teacher. Thank you.
Welcome. Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.